Coming up next on Greyhound Racing America, we'll see opening night action from two of the nation's finest Greyhound tracks. First, Derby Lane in St. Petersburg, Florida, then Wonderland Park in Revere, Massachusetts.
Other parks we'll visit include Palm Beach, which is home to possibly the fastest middle-distance racer in the sport. Then we'll go to Wichita Park in Kansas for their Winter Sprint Championship.
Our features this month include a look at Seabrook Greyhound Park in New Hampshire and how they're finding homes for retired greyhounds, plus a commentary from Greyhound USA's Tom Jicka.
All this and much, much more coming up next on Greyhound Racing America.
They're off. From Miami, Perfectivision presents Greyhound Racing America.
Hello and welcome to Greyhound Racing America. I'm Frank Fort.
And I'm Susie Colbert. January means the start of a new racing season.
And Florida fans flock to one track in particular where they know they're going to have fun. St. Petersburg's Derby Lane began their 65th season to a packed house. 9,034 fans set an opening night attendance record at Derby Lane, which is the oldest Greyhound track in the world. Excellent publicity and promotion brought in people of all shapes and sizes looking for an evening of great entertainment. For those unable to make it to the track, 4 television stations provided complete coverage for local viewers.
Derby Lane's opening night feature was run over the 5/16 course.
Here's how they lined up. The great Killer Diller breaks from the one box. At over 4 years of age, this wide runner is back at Derby Lane, where last year he won the Derby Lane Sprint Classic. In post 2 is West Park Laurel. This Dick Andrews star was a solid grade A performer at Tampa Greyhound Park.
Wearing the white blanket of post 3 is SJ Pole Position. This Pompey Invader is the youngest in the field at 22 months of age. Number 4 is Kiowa Speed. She's the morning line favorite and sports a win and 2 seconds while preparing for opening night.
From Daytona Beach comes number 5, Sparky Sparkle. This rail runner has a ton of early speed, and the Muth Kennel feels the Derby Lane strip will suit his running style. The largest greyhound in the race is number 6, Kiowa Cochise. At 78 pounds, not many dogs get in his way. He's gone 3 for 3 in schooling race wins.
The only female in the race is number 7, Belinda Ann. She's just 24 months old, but prefers to be closer to the rail. Rounding out the field in post 8 is Historic Day. This invader from Boston is owned by Pat Dalton and races for the Jack Conn Kennel. Historic Day loves to come from way off the pace on the outside. Let's go trackside with Greyhound Racing America's favorite announcer, Clifton Brown, for the Derby Lane inaugural.
And they're off and running at Derby Lane. That's number 5, Sparky Sparkle, rushing up to take the early lead. Number 8, Historic Day on the outside. The 3 now taking everybody wide, with number 1, Killer Diller, taking the benefit. Down that foggy backstretch, that's number 5, Sparky Sparkle, still in front, with the 8, 1, 7, 4, and 3 right behind. Rounding the final turn and heading for home, that's Sparky Sparkle still in the lead. Now the 1, Killer Diller, making a bold bid on the outside. Down the stretch, that's going to be number 1, Killer Diller, your inaugural champ.
Number 1, Killer Diller, makes it a thriller as he finds his way through the fog to score this opening night win. Number 5, Sparky Sparkle, was shining enough to run second, with number 8, Historic Day, racing third. Derby Lane is open through May 7th.
Still to come on Greyhound Racing America, racing highlights from all over the country.
But next, we'll show you how one New England track is going out of their way to find homes for retired racers. Don't go away.
Greyhound racing at Derby Lane is exciting. It's fun. You can bet on it. Beautiful Derby Lane on Gandy Boulevard between St. Petersburg and Tampa. It's a winner.
Now you can own a professional athlete with tremendous earning potential. Professional Greyhound Association puts you in the winner circle. Our pups are raised by concerned and caring breeders, then raced by the top kennels in the country. Whether you're interested in one pup or an entire litter, Professional Greyhound Association handles everything from start to finish, allowing you to experience the thrill of owning a racing greyhound. To be a part of America's 6th largest spectator sport, call Professional Greyhound Association today.
The Senators Selection Sizzle, the documented 900 basketball champ, featuring steams and double plays. Nobody does it better. Call now, 1-900-456-9000.
Greyhound USA, featuring coast-to-coast regional coverage with some of the finest columnists in the country. Other features include commentary by Tom Jicka, cartoons by Dave Olson, handicapping hints by the Wizard of Odds, a professional gambler, plus photos of championship races and much, much more. And because you're a trackside viewer, receive your free complimentary issue by calling or writing the sport's only monthly newspaper, Greyhound USA.
Seabrook Park in New Hampshire is known not only for the concern they show their greyhounds during their racing days, but what they do for the animals once their competitive days are over.
This explains why Seabrook Park is a pioneer in finding homes for retired racers. It's difficult to imagine letting the beauty, desire, and athleticism of these animals go to waste. But it's even more tragic to think their warm and gentle nature will never be appreciated. Some call it Greyhound Racing's dilemma. Fortunately, Seabrook has found the solution. It's called REGAP, which means Retired Greyhounds as Pets.
There was a need for it, for the public image of greyhound racing, on what you do with a greyhound after he finishes racing. And we felt that it was the right way to go.
When a dog is done, I think that they should have a chance at being just what they are, a dog, and have a home and be able to be a puppy, because they've never been a puppy. They've just been a working animal.
A working animal viewed as a pro athlete, but that tough exterior disguises the mentality of a fragile 2-year-old.
People don't realize what a beautiful animal they are. They just see them up there running and with the muzzles on, and they think that they're vicious, something like that. Oh, they might bite. And there's not one dog in here that will bite anybody.
At any given time, that includes 40 dogs ranging in age from 20 months to 7 years, each with a personality that's hard to resist.
He's shy. I'm happy to see them go and have a good home, but I'm a little bit sad to see some of them go, because I really do get too attached.
And for no charge, you can become attached to a pup of your own. Despite popular misconceptions, they adapt to any environment, eat regular dog food, don't need excessive exercise, and won't chase your cats.
Give me a kiss. Thank you.
But beyond being the perfect pet, these animals have given us a sport we enjoy, which makes it inconceivable that a REGAP program is not a mandatory requirement of the sport.
I think a lot of tracks that don't care to discuss it or have it maybe do a disservice to the whole industry.
Well, we're happy to report that many tracks around the country are following Seabrook's lead in this matter. And that brings us to our Greyhound Racing America Question of the Month.
Tonight's question is brought to you by the Greyhound Review. The review features everything from top bloodlines to major stakes races. The Greyhound Review is the voice of the National Greyhound Association.
This month's question comes from Holly Shannon of Dallas, Texas. Ms. Shannon writes, how can I adopt a retired greyhound as a pet? Well, Ms. Shannon, we've already seen how fans at Seabrook can adopt a pet, and here's some information that may help you out. All greyhound tracks are more than happy to assist in the placement of greyhounds. Some tracks, such as Lincoln Park in Rhode Island, encourage patrons to become involved in the program with a small donation. We suggest contacting the general manager or public relations office at your local track. They, in turn, will put you in touch with the person who runs their local greyhound adoption chapter. If you don't live near a greyhound track but would like to adopt a retired racer anyway as a pet, you can contact the National Greyhound Association in Abilene, Kansas, or the American Greyhound Track Operators Association in North Miami, Florida. Or you can call the offices of Greyhound Racing America at area code 305-652-0606. We'll be more than happy to hook you up with the Greyhound Adoption Agency nearest you.
Coming up, our Greyhound Racing Tip of the Month.
But next, racing highlights from Wichita, Kansas. Racing fans, 1989 will be remembered as the year Greyhound racing went online in the great state of Kansas.
Just 3 months into their first meet, Wichita held their first stakes race, and it was one to remember. The $50,000 Winter Sprint Championship found HB's Prince Red breaking from the rail. He's definitely the one to beat here. He's won 11 of 12 in Kansas City and is 3 for 3 through the prelims. Number 2 is Shaw Dan. He sports 16 Quinella efforts and 20 Wichita starts.
Breaking from the 3 box is Dad Gum. He's got good box breaking ability and 7 wins in 21 starts to prove it. Number 4, Dutch Shannon, runs wide and loves to pour it on down the back stretch.
Wearing the black blanket of Post 5 is John Levy. He came to Wichita via Plainfield and has 10 wins over the course. In Post 6 is Beckham Payday. This New England invader came to Wichita just for this stake and scored 2 wins in 3 elimination rounds.
Nix Geronimo will break from the 7 box. He's another late speed threat who loves the outside. And in Post 8, MD Cromer. He'll need the early lead to be a factor. Let's go trackside now with Clifton Brown for the Wichita Winter Sprint Championship.
And they're off and running in Wichita. As expected, number 3, Dad Gum, breaks alertly to take the early lead, with numbers 6 and 8 now rushing up on the outside. Rounding the first turn in, heading on into the backstretch, that's number 6, Beckham Payday, now opening up a 3-length lead, with number 8, MD Cromer, and the 1, HB's Prince Red, right behind. Rounding the final turn in, heading for home, that's the 6, Beckham Payday, showing the way, with a battle for second between the 1, 5, and 4. That's Beckham Payday, your Wichita Winter Sprint champ.
Number 6, Beckham Payday, takes the crown for the Durbin and Reynolds kennel. Number 1, HB's Prince Red, ran second, with number 4, Dutch Shannon, getting the show position.
Another Greyhound catching the attention of race fans across the country is Palm Beach's Greta Sherry. Shown here, racing from the 1 box, Greta Sherry runs the fastest 3-ace race in 59 years of competition at Palm Beach. This 2-year-old pup from the Peter Purvis kennel toured the course in 37:37. Greta Sherry is already being touted as the early favorite for next month's Palm Beach Derby.
They race around the paddock room turn and come out into the backstretch. That's 4 with the lead. 1 now moving through to take the lead. 2 racing third, 5 on the inside, 8, 3, 6, and 7. Into the final turn. That's Greta Sherry with the lead. 4 racing second, 2 and 5. Heading for home. That's Greta Sherry in front and going away. 4-2 coming on.
The recent closings of Hialeah Park in Florida and Suffolk Downs in Massachusetts speaks volumes for the state of horse racing.
Wonderland Park in Massachusetts has benefited from Suffolk's demise and treated fans to the '56 Wonderland inaugural. Breaking from the rail is Hound City. Greyhound Racing America viewers will recall this Gray Meadow star won the New Hampshire Sweeps Open and was Wonderland's 1989 win leader with 23 victories. Wearing the blue blanket is Intended 2. This pup has won 7 of 8 lifetime starts and looks to have a bright future.
Number 3 is Magic Duncan. Last month, we showed him winning the 1989 Wonderland Juvenile Stakes. Magic Duncan is trained by Don Russell and is owned by the Nova Kennel. The defending inaugural champ is Front Cover. He's in the capable hands of trainer B.J. Silberman and will break from the 4 box.
The most consistent Greyhound in the race is number 5, El Noral. She's Wonderland's 1989 In the Money champ. In Post 6, London Butch. This solid Grade A performer likes to come from off the pace.
Wearing the green and white stripes of Post 7 is West Park Flyoff. This rail runner races for the Dick Andrews kennel. And rounding out the field in Post 8, Country Croc. He needs the early lead to be a factor. Let's go trackside now for the 1990 Wonderland inaugural.
And they're off from the 56th inaugural with the 1 down the inside, trying with the 2, 6, 7, 8's on the wide. It's 1, 8, 2, 7, 6, 4, 3 and the 5 as they move into the lower turn. 1 has the best of it, then it's the 8 with the 6, 2, 3. And it's 7, 5 and the 4 as they move up the backside. 1, Hound City has the best of it. Then it's the 8, 6 with the 2, 3 right there in the hunt. As they make the turn now and come for home down the stretch. That's the 1 out front, 2 with the 3 coming late.
So this race was easy as 1, 2, 3. Number 1, Hound City, kicks off the new year with his 2-length victory. Number 2, Intended 2, settles for second, with number 3, Magic Duncan, coming on for third.
There's still lots more ahead on Greyhound Racing America,
including this month's handicapping tip, so don't go away.
Now you can own a professional athlete with tremendous earning potential. Professional Greyhound Association puts you in the winner's circle. Our pups are raised by concerned and caring breeders, then raced by the top kennels in the country. Whether you're interested in one pup or an entire litter, Professional Greyhound Association handles everything from start to finish, allowing you to experience the thrill of owning a racing greyhound. To be a part of America's 6th largest spectator sport, call Professional Greyhound Association today.
The Senators Selection Sizzle, the documented 900 basketball champ, featuring steams and double plays. Nobody does it better. Call now, 1-900-456-9000.
You bet. Action. You bet. Excitement. You bet. Greyhound Racing. Your best bet yet. Go, go.
Greyhound racing at Derby Lane is exciting. It's fun. You can bet on it. Beautiful Derby Lane on Gandy Boulevard between St. Petersburg and Tampa. It's a winner.
It's time now for our Greyhound Racing America Tip of the Month, which we call the Racer's Edge.
The Racer's Edge is sponsored by Racing Greyhounds Magazine, featuring charts, tips, and computerized systems. It's the only national magazine dedicated to the Greyhound handicapper.
This month, we'll examine the Dixie course at Palm Beach Kennel Club in Florida. Looking at the Palm Beach Oval, we see the Dixie course is located on the upper right-hand portion of the track. The Greyhounds race 1.5 times around the track, which makes this a grueling marathon distance. Is there a post position advantage over such a long course? Well, let's take a look. The percentages tell a very interesting story. After 185 races, we found the 1 box to be the big winner. This post has produced 20% of the Dixie course winners. The next 3 boxes have produced 41% of the 7/16 victories. It's safe to say the inside post positions do have an advantage over this course. As far as the outside posts are concerned, the 5 box is the best with 11% of the wins. Incidentally, these statistics are similar to other distances at Palm Beach. Maybe this is why many owners look to send their best inside runners to Palm Beach.
Well, now that we know about the Dixie course, let's take a look at the top 8 routers at Palm Beach.
Here's how they lined up in the Dixie Course Championship. In Post 1, Mean Business. This rail runner is best known perhaps by his late speed. However, he's been known to go to the early lead on occasion. This star from the Debonair Kennel is a half-brother to the great He's My Man. Marker Girl will break from the 2 box. She represents the Haber Kennel and prefers the outside route.
The Neville Kennel sends number 3, Suzanne, to post. Another outside runner, Suzanne possesses good late speed. She led all qualifiers with 2 wins and a second in the prelims. Breaking from the 4 box is Wild Pete A. This racer from the Don Taylor Kennel needs to be close to the early lead to be a factor. He scored 2 second-place efforts in the prelims by taking the outside.
Wearing the black blanket of Post 5 is Pato Sin. At 23 months of age, she's the youngest finalist. This star from the Peter Purvis Kennel is best known for her late speed and has shown her versatility by winning over all 3 Palm Beach courses. Number 6, Valid Case, has been on a hot streak of late. Just 1 month ago, he was competing in Grade D. Now he's racing against the best routers at the track. Valid Case can go to the front or come from behind to win.
In Post 7, Corey Sherry. Earlier in the show, we saw her littermate, Greta Sherry, smash the Palm Beach 3/8 record. Well, Corey Sherry will need some tips from her sister to come away with a win here. She'll need to be close to the early pace in order to win. Rounding out the field in Post 8, Booze Go With Me. Perhaps the strongest finisher in the race, this star from the Sunshine Valley Kennel loves the outside. Let's go trackside now with announcer Jeff Prince for the 1990 Dixie Course Championship.
And they're off. That's 2 breaking on top, 7 rushing up on the outside, 4, 5 on the outside, 3, 1, 8, and 6. Racing by us for the first time. That's Peto Sin in front. Corey Cherie racing second, 8, 2, 6, 1, 4, and 3. As they race around the paddock room turn and come out into the backstretch. That's Peto Sin with the lead. Corey Cherie racing second. Booze Go With Me on the outside. Marker Girl on the inside. 6, 3, 1, and 4. Midway through the final turn, that's Peto Sin with the lead. Booze Go With Me racing second. Heading for home, that's Peto Sin in front. Your Dixie course winner.
Number 5, Pato Sin scores the big upset, returning 36-60 for her half-length victory. Number 8, Booze Go Whitney just missed on the outside to run second, with number 7, Corey Sherry racing third.
Palm Beach fans are also proud of their 5/16 stars.
Their top 4 sprinters took on Jacksonville's best in the Sunshine State Classic. We'll pick up the action with the second and deciding round at Palm Beach. Palm Beach came into the round trailing Jacksonville by 2 points, 27-25. However, when number 7, He's My Man, is on your side, you won't be trailing for long. He's My Man reminds Palm Beach patrons that he owns the Royal Palm Strip as he goes on to score this victory over teammate number 4, Big Ale Star. Palm Beach took the top 4 positions in this race to take the first ever Sunshine State crown.
Heading for home, that's He's My Man in front. Big L Star coming on the outside.
But we're not finished yet. There's still more ahead on Greyhound Racing America.
Including a word or 20 from Tom Jicka of Greyhound USA. So stay with us.
The Senator's Selection Sizzle, the documented 900 basketball champ, featuring steams and double plays. Nobody does it better. Call now, 1-900-456-9000.
Now you can own a professional athlete with tremendous earning potential. Professional Greyhound Association puts you in the winner's circle. Our pups are raised by concerned and caring breeders, then raced by the top kennels in the country. Whether you're interested in one pup or an entire litter, Professional Greyhound Association handles everything from start to finish, allowing you to experience the thrill of owning a racing greyhound. To be a part of America's 6th largest spectator sport, call Professional Greyhound Association today.
Greyhound USA, featuring coast-to-coast regional coverage with some of the finest columnists in the country. Other features include commentary by Tom Jicka, cartoons by Dave Olson, handicapping hints by the Wizard of Odds, a professional gambler, plus photos of championship races and much, much more. And because you're a trackside viewer, receive your free complimentary issue by calling or writing the sport's only monthly newspaper, Greyhound USA.
One of the most respected columnists on the sport is Greyhound USA's Tom Jicka.
He joins us now with his thoughts on the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions.
A number of perplexing problems still confront greyhound racing as we enter the new decade, not the least of which is the seemingly irreversible downward spiral that's plagued Florida racing. Last year's Band-Aid purse relief bill hasn't performed as expected, and with an election year coming up, there's not really much hope of any further relief on the horizon. There is one bright spot, however. The Greyhound Race of Champions, which seemed in danger of extinction only a few years ago, finds itself in excellent hands as the new decade dawns. Multnomah Kennel Club in Portland, Oregon has agreed to pick up the torch passed by Mile High Kennel Club out in Colorado. Mile High did such a wonderful job with last year's edition, it would be hard to imagine anyone doing a better job. But if there's one place that can, it could be Multnomah, where the Greyhounds are still treated like star athletes. Each race at Multnomah is still treated as a spectacle. From the live bugler who calls the competitors to the post, to the crisply tailored lead-outs who take them to the starting box, to the final salute to the 1, 2, 3 finishers after the race. A night at Multnomah truly is still an entertaining experience. It's no wonder that Multnomah has been able to buck the negative trends that have plagued the rest of the parimutuel industry. The Greyhound Race of Champions couldn't be in better hands as the 90s begins. This is Tom Jicha for Greyhound Racing America.
Coming up on future editions of Greyhound Racing America, we'll travel to Derby Lane in St. Petersburg for the Derby Lane Distance Classic. The winner of this race is usually considered the best 3/8 Greyhound in the country. Last year's winner, Oshkosh Juliet, went on to win the Greyhound Race of Champions. We'll also travel to Plainfield, Connecticut for the 1990 Connecticut Derby. This race has grown into one of the premier stakes races in New England. Remember, for the best in Greyhound racing, stay tuned to Greyhound Racing America.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Greyhound Racing America. I'm Susie Culver.
And I'm Frank Fort. We'll be looking for you next time at the track.
Promotional consideration provided by the Holiday Inn Boston Peabody. Located at 1 Newberry Street, they feature spacious rooms and, of course, great rates. And by Greyhound USA. It's the sports-only monthly newspaper, Greyhound USA.